So I wanted to make a quick tutorial on how to set up the Dronekit software in the loop functionality of the ArduPilot software and libraries, specifically using the mission planner software to view the simulated output of a drone that's being fed commands from a Python file, sort of how you would have it if you were running like a Raspberry Pi connected to a Pixhawk. You'd want to have a Python file or a Python script, I should say, sending commands straight to the Pixhawk. For automated drone missions. This took me a little bit of time to figure out, and there wasn't really a one-stop shop guide that I could find. So I went ahead and put this together for some other masochist who wants to work with the software and doesn't know where to start. And I say that because the Mission Planner and Dronekit software isn't bad. Specifically, the mavproxy functionality and integration into Mission Planner is really finicky. Or I just haven't put enough time into figuring out how it actually works. Regardless, this will just help someone who's starting up who's never used it before. They'll have somewhere to start. Also, all of the commands and links will be listed in the description of the video, just so you can copy and paste. Anyway, let's get started. Okay, so you want to have Mission Planner installed. Just follow that link in the description, and then you want to make sure that Python at least 3.6 or 3.7 is installed, just to stay up to date. And as you can see on screen now, we want to start installing the packages for Python. Oh, make sure Python is added to the path variable. There are plenty of tutorials on YouTube. So the first thing you want to download is the Dronekit package. And then the next thing you want to install is the Dronekit-SITL, stands for Software in the Loop package. And I had some dependencies I was missing, so it'll tell you what packages you're missing that SITL is dependent on. Just go ahead and install those like you see and try and re-download it. And then the third package we want to install is mavproxy. So mavproxy is actually what's going to be sort of connecting the drone, the simulated drone from Dronekit, into the ports that Mission Planner lets us access. Okay, so then you want to open up an Ubuntu terminal. That's what I use, or a bash shell, I should say. I use Ubuntu on Windows. It's from the Microsoft Store. And one thing you want to make note of is that you want to have Python 3 installed on Windows, but we're going to be using Python 2 or Python 2 in the bash shell to actually run the scripts. So that's kind of confusing, but it's the same command. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, don't worry about it. Just follow what's in the description and on the screen. And I went ahead and just installed the same 3 libraries. And the bash shell comes with Python 2 and Python 3 already installed. You might just have to update the shell, sudo apt-get update upgrade, all that stuff. And right now I'm just showing the different Pythons I have installed. So there's 2.7. I'm checking and making sure that the libraries will load in. Then I do the same thing for Windows, just making sure that the libraries import correctly. Then what you're going to want to do is navigate to one of the links I have in the description. That'll take you to the ArduPilot website, and you can grab the, I think it's called simplegoto.py file. That's the example file we're going to be using. You can see I basically changed it a little bit just so I put some backup checks in there, because sometimes when you're trying to arm the drone, it'll just disarm. If anyone has an idea as to why that's happening, let me know. It seems to be mavproxy that's doing it, but that's the file, the Python file you want to grab. And then you want to go ahead and enter that first command. You can see me copy and paste it into the terminal. It's Dronekit-SITL, and we're going to use the copter just because that's one of the standard UAVs we can use. And then you see home. Those are the latitude and longitude coordinates of where we want to take off from. And then those 2 following zeros have to do with the drone's position as it takes off. So if you wanted to change it from facing like north or south as it takes off, east, west, whatever, you could change those accordingly. They're based on degrees, so it'd be like 0, 180, 270, 360 degrees. And all of this is in the ArduPilot documentation. It might be a little difficult to find, but it is all there. So once you run that command, you're going to want to open a second terminal and put this command in. And basically it's just specifying to the mavproxy program the output ports we want our simulated drone to be forwarded to, basically all its movements and everything, and we'll take one of those ports and hook it up to the mission planner software so we can see the output, and we'll take another port and use it with the Python script so that we can actually control the simulated drone with our Python file. Okay, we're almost there, basically done. Once this says ready to fly, we'll be done with this terminal screen, and we'll want to have mission planner open, and we'll want to have our bash shell open. So when you open mission planner, what we're going to do is change to UDP like you're being shown, and then you're going to want to make sure the port is set correctly to 14552 just to make sure that we're on the correct output port, and you'll see it's starting to connect to our proxy drone that we have. Here's another thing to note. You also want to double check the baud rate up there at the top, the 115200, and make sure it's the same as the connection string in the actual simple takeoff Python file. Anyway, now we are ready to run our Python script. So what we're going to do is go back to our bash terminal. Then we're going to run the file using the following command, just specifying what UDP port we're going to connect to with that -- connect, and then make sure, of course, you're in the correct directory and all that. And once you start running that, you should begin to see output in Mission Planner if you have it connected. And there you go. That's how you do it. It took me way too long to figure that out, but hopefully this has helped you sort of figure out how to get it up and running. It's a very finicky integration of all of these different packages and libraries, and a lot of the times it'll get stuck either waiting for arming, or it'll say take off and it'll pretend like it's climbing, but the altitude will always stay at 0, or it'll move to 0.04. It's very finicky. When any of this happens, I find it best to just Control-C all of the terminals, restart from that first Dronekit-SITL command, and then mavproxy, and then run your Python script again. You can choose to disconnect in Mission Planner and then reconnect. It kind of doesn't matter, because once you restart, it takes a second to update, but it'll then update in Mission Planner and reset the drone to its home location, and it'll carry out the mission in the Python file. So hopefully this helped you. If you have any questions, just put them in the comments, or if I missed anything in the description, just let me know.